You guys may know that Turtle WoW, the Classic Plus private server, is getting sued. Yeah, Blizzard is actually suing Turtle WoW. It was only a matter of time before it happened, I guess, but the lawsuit is happening. Something that's quite interesting about this is that a little bit before, like around the time Nostalrius got shut down, that's when Blizzard ended up like flying the Nostalrius crew to Anaheim, and then they were trying to figure out a way to actually release Classic WoW. Could this be a similar fashion where they're gonna be doing that? I'm not sure. But apparently they are not biting into the lawsuit. So Entes here is this is a Twitter post from a guy called Entice. He does a lot of like news and stuff like that in the WoW stuff. While there's been yet to be official response from Turtle WoW via their website or account regarding Blizzard's lawsuit against their private WoW server, Turtle WoW's development team Torta said the following on Discord. Turtle WoW is here to stay. Challenges come to us often, and each time we prepare to face them. We remain fully committed to delivering the Turtle WoW experience that you've come to love over the years. So like how it looks like right now, they're not backing down, which is gonna be quite interesting how that ends up, right? Because I know they have a bunch of people in a bunch of different countries, right? I think there's some in England, some in America, some in Russia, a few different here and there, right? But yeah, widespread operation. Yeah, mirrors in Kazakhstan, team members, European countries, Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, Netherlands. Yeah. It'll be quite interesting to see, but I don't know if like a massive company like Blizzard goes after you. That's a bit rough, right? Oh yeah, right here as well. So obviously I don't really know much about like laws and all those things and stuff like that. But I mean, what it shows to me is that, I mean, shit's happening, dude. If they're actually taking action towards a private server providing a Classic Plus experience, could this mean that there's something on the horizon? It could, because this, as I said, like the same thing happened with Nostalrius. Whenever Nostalrius got shut down, then they flew them over, and then we actually got something in the works. It could also be Copium, but that's what's happening, right? I would assume they're definitely developing something. So Blizzard Entertainment incoming Turtle WoW, District Court, CD, California. Copyright infringement, obviously. Purest copium I've ever inhaled. I could never trust Blizzard with making a good Classic Plus game. I'd still play it because I'm addicted. The thing with Turtle WoW, man, like so many people have asked me, are you gonna play Turtle WoW? When are you gonna stream Turtle WoW? Are you gonna do all this stuff? And honestly, I would really love to, but like I can't really make content about it. I can't really like stream it because obviously then copyright infringement, my channel, like all those things. Obviously we can talk about it though. We can talk about this because I feel like it's pretty interesting, and it's definitely a big thing that's going on right now, right? This is Blizzard's way of doing marketing. They stir up shit so people will talk about them and the stocks rise. Definitely, this could for sure just be a big move for them to like try to get more eyes on the market for Classic. Because as we know, RuneScape has kind of been like, I mean, just be honest, man, RuneScape has kind of been taking over a lot of the Classic people, I think. There's obviously a lot of people doing like Mr. Pandaria and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the Classic WoW Andies, the Classic WoW, Vanilla WoW players are kind of like lost. And I think Turtle WoW has provided a lot of people with a home for that, and then also RuneScape, right? I think what's important to mention, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Nostalrius got hit with a cease and desist, and lawyers were sent to their devs because they were all in NA, while here it's straight to court. That is true. The Nostalrius, it's been a while, but I believe it was like a cease and desist. This is a straight up just copyright infringement. So they're just going to court. What are they saying here in the comments, actually? Blizzard has been taking down private servers many years before doing Classic servers of their own, but yeah, saw it was a mega success that required minimal investment for the developer, so you can't expect them to run back to the formula over and over again. I don't know. I feel like they should have been working on Classic Plus a while ago. I feel like the whole thing with SOD and Season of Mastery, like having an MMO be seasonal makes so little sense to me. You know? Good day, Guzu. What's up, Yanis? We're just talking a little bit about this, guys. It was quite interesting to me. But yeah, it makes so little sense, right? I'm sorry, but Turtle WoW deserved a shutdown. Looking at their tweets, I've never seen this level of poking the bear. No shit, you got mauled. You forced them to act by constantly replying to them. You are an illegal piracy machine. Not at the official Blizzard account. So this is a post from Sabaton. Sabaton salutes the ancient of cracking open a cold one. Happy International Beer Day, metalheads. And then Turtle WoW added Blizzard. And with a kissing emoji. What the hell did I just read? TLDR, there are people adding randoms to BNet trying to scam them, so I reported the incident, and this was their reply. Sorry for the confusion, ally. Basically, you shouldn't be worried about the false report, as any action is taken It's only done after investigation if no violation is found. And then Turtle says, the heat got to the poor fella. Install air conditioning. This is from the World of Warcraft Twitter. Shadows descend as the void storm knocks on your doorstep. Rise, ally, and take up before the light fades. Oh, look who we have here. The super developers who were supposed to offer what Blizzard couldn't at UA Unreal Engine 5 port. That news is now dissipated. Oh, look what we have here. The Prophets of Doom UA Unreal Engine 5 port is still cooking and is going just great. Crack open your calendars. Tomorrow's looking excellent. And then they posted a sus emoji. Yeah, dude, what Mordial says is so true, by the way. We genuinely don't need Turtle WoW to be shut down because they're cooking all the freaking Classic Plus ideas that works. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, Classic, like, Turtle WoW looks sick. Like, obviously, I'm a streamer, I'm a content creator, I don't really play private servers, I don't really involve myself with it. But all the, like, the different trailers and the things that I've seen from them, it's kind of sick, man. Because it's zones that we can imagine in the classic space. It's dungeons that make sense for the game. It just makes sense, right? And obviously now they're getting taken to court, so we'll see how this leads, but still, right? Then there's Ampy's take on Classic Plus here.
Classic WoW should have had a Classic Plus ready to play exactly when anniversary servers came out.
Maybe a little bit, yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit later maybe, but yeah, I am so surprised they went down the route of like Seasonal Mastery and like SOD and all that stuff. Man, they should have just been cooking it. At the end of SOD, yeah, I think, like, in my opinion, I don't think Seasonal Mastery should have really happened. I did not like SOM, but I feel like if they did that SOD announcement of like, oh, we're shutting down the servers, but Classic Plus, right? Like, we've seen your feedback, we see what you want, right? And then that's how it goes.
Classic Plus should have been done and ready 1 year ago.
Level up, completed.
They had no idea what players want, though. That's why SOD was a thing. I feel like saying they have no idea what players want is a bit of cobium. I feel like they are... I mean, obviously, it's really difficult with Classic Plus to really gauge what people want. But I feel like if you listen to the Classic community, I think it's pretty unanimous that people want just, like, new content within the game they already played. They don't want to have a Warlock tank or, like, a Rogue tank or a Mage healer. That's way too crazy, right? But, yeah.
Shouldn't be in progress now. It shouldn't be a year and a half, 2, 3 years out. It should have been out. We should be playing it right now.
I do want that. That sounds cool. Fair enough. I can't speak for everybody, but I mean, I think a lot of the pure classic people that like love Classic WoW for that, I think that's the general idea. But if you want some super hyper custom server or game, that's fair enough too. For me, I think Seasonal Discovery was really fun, but it did feel like a gimmick. You know, it did feel like, it sounds so weird to explain, but it felt like I was playing a private server, even though it wasn't, right? It didn't feel like I'm investing into an MMO, it felt like I'm playing some seasonal thing, right? Players don't know what they want. Unironically, ask each player what Classic Plus is, and you'll get a different reply. Very true. And that is true, yeah.
I don't know what they did. What has the Classic team been doing for the last... Think about it.
It's so hard.
What has the Classic team been doing since 2019? They've been updating a game which they've had, quote unquote, they had the code for everything. What have they been doing in the past 6 years? They made MOP, which they had all the files for. They had all the code. They made Kata. They had everything. They didn't make a game. They just re-put the code in.
I don't know. I think Classic has gone too far for my taste with, like, you know, Wrath and Kata and Mob and all that stuff. For me, it's too much. I'm more of a Classic person. I would love to see them work in the Classic world and build a long-term, like, game in that, not just seasonal stuff, you know? But yeah, I don't know. There will not be a Classic Plus. Cope. Blizzard's position, pay your sub and try retail. Dude, honestly, at least for... people just don't believe they can do it. And frankly, I'm on the same boat. Like, I don't know if Blizzard can make a good Classic Plus. I feel like it's never gonna be what people want it to be. Maybe they could. I don't know what you guys think. Like, let me know what you guys think, of course, as well. They will do it, but it won't be that good. Blizzard has sued the biggest Classic Plus private server on the market right now. Knew this was coming the moment they announced that they were making their own Unreal 5 engine. Dude, this was pretty crazy, by the way. Sorry for the flashbang, guys. Everybody saw this coming, was wondering when this would happen. I knew this was coming. People were being way too public. Dude, I am so fucking surprised at how aggressive they were with the marketing. Like, I went on Twitch and I would see, like, you would see ads everywhere for Turtle WoW, and they would post everywhere. And it's so crazy because private servers used to be this super, like, low-key thing. Even Nostalrius was super low-key. But, like, Ascension WoW and Turtle WoW, they've all been super duper aggressive in their marketing. Which is kind of crazy because, obviously, it is a copyright infringement. That is why they're not getting hit with it, right? But yeah, I played Turtle WoW for the past 5 months. This is my experience and my thoughts. Okay, we're almost done talking about this, chat. I just wanted to, like, really work with it. Like, I'm a classic Andy, man. Just wanted to preface that Blizzard has every right to shut down private servers. It's their intellectual property and they own the game. I also want to add my WoW experience. Played since CG passed in 2005, fairly consistent from 2005 to 10. Took a break with most of retail until Legion. Played a lot of Legion, then break in 90 Classic. Played TPC. Okay, he played all the games. Okay, he played a lot. It actually reminds me of 2005, 2010 nostalgia with WoW. That's why we all kept coming back. I don't care about the $15 a month. The constant experience is simply better than anything Blizzard has to offer us at the time. It's been the best grinding in endgame since 2019 Classic, hands down. There's actual discovery and not just reading a Wowhead for a guide. The zone builders are top notch and add complete new zones, dungeons, crafting, bosses, zones, raids, quests, items to the OG vanilla world that actually aren't buggy and work. It feels like they're ex-Blizzard developers or something with the quality of the product. Most of the additions story to the Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 vanilla canon, and they don't feel out of place at all. Slightly altered class skills that make sense from TBC Wrath to vanilla, Paladin, Taunt, Druid tree, some things Sod had but not via runes to skill trees. It just has the reference to the things Blizzard removed. Yes, I'm talking about the Afrasiapi type things. Oh my god. This is, like, honestly, this is, for me, this is what I want in Classic Plus. I just want slight additions to the current classes. Give Druids tank, give Paladin to taunt, maybe make dual wield enhancement shamans viable. Like, minor things, and then just work on the world. Dude, that's what I loved about Season of Discovery. Doing those new quest chains, going to Karasan Crypts, Demonfall Canyon, like the new content in the world was what was so awesome, you know? They actually banned bots, auction house prices are stable, GM responds to your tickets with whispers, in 10 minutes there's real customer support. Blizzard doesn't need to do a whole lot to make Classic Plus experience, but I feel like they'll somehow screw it up. Unfortunately, the reality is that Blizzard is a shell of what it once was. Outsourcing, layoffs, Bobby's greed, etc. had made them a multi-dollar company, as we all know, but it's why they feel threatened by a private server somewhere in far Eastern Europe with Joe Schmo developers getting paid nothing. I don't know if they're getting paid nothing, but if they were confident in their product, they'd release it and not worry about the little guy, and people would comment from the content alone, regardless of any private server. That being said, I will play whatever Classic. This is the dude. That being said, I'll play whatever they said now, dude. Fuck it. With the expectations of that it won't be as good as what Turtle has, dude. This right there is like that's the WoW player, man. That's how it goes. I mean, obviously, it was gonna happen. Whenever people kept mentioning to me about this Turtle WoW thing, I knew at some point we would get the lawsuit. It was gonna happen. Because the game was too big, it's too popular, there's too many people talking about it, right? But what I'm wondering is that where will this lead, right? Where will this lead? Like, how is this gonna go? Where's the lawsuit's gonna go? How is it gonna happen? Is it gonna go to court? Is it gonna go to freaking, they're gonna be flown over there? Are they gonna be... I don't know. There's so many things up in the air now, and I think a lot of Classic players right now are like in such a weird limbo because it's either Mr. Pandaria or it's like Classic Anniversary, or like, what do we do? What about Sod? Sod's getting shut down. Are we then gonna get a Classic Plus? Will it just be seasonal gaming now? Like, I think a lot of Classic players are really wanting something more permanent. And the problem for Blizzard is, What has always worked for them was the expansion type of release, right? You do vanilla, you get some new patches, the new patches kind of invalidate the previous content, new expansion invalidates the previous content, and it goes on and on and on, right? Now a lot of people are realizing that, damn, with RuneScape, for instance, right? Like, I keep talking about RuneScape, but damn, there's actually some permanence in this game. I can invest in my character. I don't have to feel FOMO. I don't have to worry about being late to the party, right? And I think a lot of classic people really want that, you know? I wonder when Blizzard will go after Ascension or Turtle WoW will be dragged through all the layers of hell as an example of really scare other private servers. Yeah, it could be an instance where Blizzard is trying to use Turtle WoW as like a scaring thing, and they're gonna go all in on them and go crazy with it with the lawsuit just to like scare private servers away. I don't know. That could happen too. There's one more thing here from a Twitter account called Ogrim Coomhammer. Ogrim Coomhammer. Turtle WoW will not fall. Long live WoW. Blizzard's energy when providing a decent classic experience. Blizzard's energy when shutting down good private servers. I don't know, man. Obviously, I freaking love Classic WoW, and I really hope one day we'll get a proper Classic Plus official experience, because goddamn, dude, 2019 Classic, some of the most fun gaming I've ever had with WoW. Season of Discovery, first month or two was peak freak. I never wanted to log out. Do I think it's possible that they can do it? Yes, but I highly doubt it, right? I'm definitely gonna keep following, though, the whole Turtle WoW thing, what's happening with this, to see what's gonna go on with that, because I feel like it's gonna be a pretty big tipping point when it comes to Classic Plus, and if it's something that we're gonna be getting, right? Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, chat.